Gosh, guys, it's starting to look like a home. One of the cool things are this morning is how far they're getting inside the house. So let me show you, because they already started doing the floors. So they're putting the tiles in. I got a duck under everything here. Look at that. Wow. They're starting to put in the tiles, and I gotta say, we are so happy with the choice of tiles that we made, because this just looks beautiful. And if you notice, the guy that's doing the work, he's doing a great job. Everything's lining up real well. Looks wonderful. I think that probably within next week, I think they'll be done with this. The floors, at least. Another thing that's kind of interesting is how much layering they have to do here. Let me see if I can show you. You can see here how much they put down, and you can see it gets thicker on the other end because the floor, the concrete, obviously is going down. And so, and yes, guys, they do use levels. It looks beautiful. They're doing a great job. I'm very, very happy with this. We're so stoked. Now, the other thing that's getting done is the ceilings. You can see they're starting, and all the electric has been, most of it has been put in now. There's more ceiling work to do here, which I suspect that they'll have that done tomorrow. As you can see, lots of ceiling work being done. Oh, I want to show you something. Hope you can see this. This is the guest room. And there isn't a tie beam, there's only these tie beams here in the guest room. And so what they did was they put in full tie beams right here, just to give it continuity. I thought that was actually a nice touch. Pretty clever. Anyway, go on. You see the electric is pretty much done as far as the wiring goes. This is the utility room, and pretty soon, as soon as they paint in here, then we'll be putting in the inverter and the battery. And so then we'll get our solar up and running. Probably another couple weeks before that happens. But you can see here the ceiling is pretty much done. We got in here, ceilings are done. And in the closet, all done with the wiring. Well, let me show you too what it looks like when they start putting the seal coat. So they start putting the seal coat in, and I'll show you what that looks like. Now this is, you're just going to see the first layer of seal coat here. Good morning. Nambag nabigat. Here you go. So this right here, there you go. You can see that they're starting to put the seal coat. There's probably what they'll do is they'll sand this, and then they'll do another seal coat on that. After that, they'll primer it, and then it'll be ready for painting. Oh, let me show you this too, because I wanted you to see that. You can see they're putting in the wiring under the eaves for the lights. Glad to see that's being done. Now the other thing is, you can see there's a seal coat here being put on the outside. So on the exterior and the interior, they're putting the seal coat on the inside and the outside. And let me show you how this process works, because I gotta duck under all this stuff without hitting my head. which I seem to do every time I come through here. Oh shit. So, let me show you. So what they do is, once they do the rendering, there are going to be cracks. All right? And so then after, what they'll do is they'll put this primer on, and the primer exposes all the cracks. And what that gives them an opportunity to do is, then they put the seal coat to seal all these cracks so that they don't expand. And you can see, so what they'll do then is they'll put a seal coat on, and then they'll sand that seal coat. Then they'll put another seal coat on over that. Then they'll sand that down, and then they'll primer it, and then they'll paint it. And that's pretty much the process for how they do the interior of the walls. And as you can see, it's really starting to look great. We're stoked. Let me show you one more thing here, because this is kind of exciting. Probably one of my favorite parts of this is, as I come to my sliding glass doors in, well, what's going to be my sliding glass doors here in the master bedroom. Look at that. The swimming pool. Yep, they've excavated the swimming pool, and they put in the rebar cages, as you can see, and they're getting set to put in the form so that they can pour. And you can see that what they've done here is they've packed it, and then they put some gravel down for drainage, because this was a rice field, so we have to deal with hydrostatic lift, and this is going to help with that. Now, they're going to be building these walls like a retaining wall, and the concrete that they're going to lay for the floor is going to be very thick. It's going to be as thick as the highway roads are, so it's going to be very thick and very heavy. And then they'll put in, you know, the next coating. They'll seal it, and then they'll put in waterproof it. Then they'll put in the adhesives, and then they'll put in the tiles, and yeah, we're on our way. And what we have here, right here, guys, is this is the first 5 feet, and the first 5 feet here is going to be only 6 inches deep, so that we can, you know, put in lawn chairs, and we can just kind of just sit in here and just tan, and just kind of, if we want to just sit in here and have a glass of wine or a margarita. And then they're going to have 3 steps, and then it goes from 3 feet down into 5 feet. Oh yeah, that's really one of the best parts of this whole thing. But then, let me show you one more thing so you can see this from the outside as I navigate my way around all those obstacles. I want you to see it from this view, because this here is really, it's looking like a house. Check it out. It's looking wonderful. That's it. So guys, if you're wondering at all whether or not the Filipinos can build a house, well, looks to me like they're doing a pretty good job. You know, we couldn't be more excited. So our goal is to be here, to be able to move in 2 months. And from the looks of it now, the engineer says that we're ahead of schedule, so the possibility of us getting in here within 2 months is really high. So anyway, if you want to see more about the cost for the pool build, watch my wife's video. That's coming out this morning. And hopefully next week, I'm hoping that they'll start doing the painting on the interior, if they get that far. If not, my video will have to be on what is the next update. But anyway guys, that's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.